Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Xylophone from Willpower. And it's been a very long time, I'm going to say. I used to be playing or featuring probably more than one puzzle a week from Willpower, and it feels like it's been a few weeks since we played one. Love Willpower's puzzles because I think he's an excellent judge of the difficulty rating of them. So a 1-star difficulty rated puzzle from Will is usually a nice kind of smooth, breezy solve, which is absolutely fantastic for a Friday afternoon. Speaking of Friday afternoon, it looks like Sleuth could absolutely use a weekend there in this thumbnail. He's looking a little bit tired, run down, wrinkles, haggard eyes, even black circles, I'm going to say, which is not far off how I feel. So I am so glad it's Friday and the weekend is just around the corner. Anyway, let's take a look at today's puzzle and rule set with Xylophone by Willpower and the following set of rules. I can see clearly the xylophone there, just, I don't know what you call them, bars, given the different lengths. Not sure what these are, mallets. Don't know what you'd have. Yeah, you would have 3 in each to be able to play chords. So yeah, that's probably it. Rules-wise, we've got normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, of course. Every column, every 3x3 box, so nothing unusual here. Thermometers, numbers on thermometers increase from the bulb end. That's a thermometer here, that's the bulb end. So if this cell is a 2, you have to keep increasing. That could be a 3. I could skip digits, I can go to a 5. What I can never do on any thermometer is start decreasing at any point. That 4 has broken the rules. Numbers on arrows, sum to the number in the arrow circle. So this 3, for example, in here is on this 3-cell arrow. So whatever this cell, and this cell add up to, the total must be inside in here. What else do we have? Of course, numbers can repeat on arrows if other rules allow. So a 3 in here, a 3 in there, that is totally legitimate. They're in different rows, columns, boxes, even if they're on the same arrow. Then last but not least, we've got KROPKI pairs. Numbers with a white dot between them are consecutive and not all possible dots are shown. A 2 in here would require 1 or 3 for it to be consecutive. The fact that there is a 2 and a 3 clearly consecutive without a white dot is absolutely allowed under today's rules. So, fairly straightforward. As always, if you want to play along, link in the description down below for you to do so. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. I really should get into the habit of thinking out loud. Every now and again, I notice that I am silent, and you end up with a good 10-15 seconds of pauses. Essentially, what I'm looking at is the thermometers in box 5. And I'm noticing that in general, I end up with relatively high digits on here. So I can't fit an 8 or a 9 on any of these thermometers. I mean, just to be pedantic, that's already at 6. And I'll be honest, I'm not even sure I can fit a 6 on here. Yeah, 6 on here is actually not possible. Let me show you why. 6, well, this can't be 1 because it's halfway up the thermometer. Again, 2, I'm at 10. And the same will be true on this side. Yep, that is 6. Forget the fact that he's unhappy about that. That is already at 10. That breaks this cell. So, where am I going with this? Okay. So 8 and 9 are definitely not on any other thermometers. 6 is not in any of these. Technically, I can get away with 6 or 7 on here. So it's not like I'm forcing 8 and 9 in there, unfortunately. So it's not quite 6, 7, 8, 9. It may well be, but I can get away with a 6 or 7 in here. Right, let's keep going. What else am I noticing? So 1's, unfortunately, because I can't make this 6, 7, 8, 9, it's not forced in here, but no 1, no 1, no 1, no 1. 1 is in one of 5 places. So the digits that I'm kind of essentially struggling to place are 1, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And I have 6 cells that allows me to place these 5 digits. So it's not quite forced, but it's very nearly forced. I'm not even sure I can get away with a 3 in here. Let me show you why. 3, 2, 2. Well, this is already at 4. 3, 4, and 2. I'm at 9. And 9 doesn't work because that would be 10. Let's see if we can do this a bit more intelligently. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm adding this cell twice. 5, 6 cells. These are at least 2, 3, 4. These are at least 2s. And this is a maximum of double 8, so 16. And I've got 2, 2. If I don't place the 2 in the middle, I think I'm in trouble. Let's try 3, just for the sake of argument. In fact, 3 I know already didn't work, didn't it? Let's try it anyway. 2, 2, 2, and 4. That's 10. 3 in the middle, 16. That barely fits. So this is essentially 2 or 3. This is therefore 1 or 2. These 2 cells can't be that big. They're essentially from 2, 3, 4. If I put anything other than 4 on here, because that would be 2, that would be 2. I've already broken the fact that this is limited to an 8. So yes, that is 2, 3, 4. That does force the 1 in here now. And this cell is 5, 6, 7. Okay. If I do 2 and 3, that's already at 5. So I'm limited to a 4 on these. 4. No, 2 and 3 would be 5. I'm limited to a 3. Because again, I can't get higher than 8. So, right, so minimum is 2, 3, 2. That's 7. So minimum is 7. 8, 9. So 7, 8, 8, 9. 2, 3 pair means 1, 2 pair. 1 in here tells me that's 2, that's 3. Now the side that has a 3, well, that can't be 2 anymore. And if I put 4 on here, I've broken it because it'll be 3, 4, and 2, and it'll require a 9. So that has to be the 3. That's my 2. That's my 4. That's already at 6. That has to be a 2 to get to a double 8. Lovely. And therefore a double 9. Excellent. And then a 1 in here, and then a 1 in there because it's lower than 3 and it's not 2. And we definitely have our break-in at this point. Right, this is at least, oh, here's something better than 9. These 2 cells are at least 4. So the only way I'm going to make this work is a 4-5 pair. Can't do 6-3, can't do 7-2, can't do 1-8. It's a 4-5 pair. Which means neither of these are 5. This is at least 6, 7, 8, 9. Obviously that's not 9 or 8. And this is higher. This is 7 or 8. It can't be 9 in the column. Sorry, in the row, excuse me. Not 9. Excellent. What more do I know? Good question. This side I can get away with 3 and 6. But essentially it's either, because this is at least 5 and this is at least 3. So it's either 6, 3 or it's 5, 4, which it isn't. It has to be 3, 6. This is now 4 or larger. In fact, this is no longer a 6. That's a 7, 8 pair in the row. Let me clean this up now. This is 7, 8, 8, 9. It's not 9. That is 8. That is 7. That is entirely forced. That is not 7, 5 or 6. These 2 cells, so this is at least 4, which would require a 5 in here. Could theoretically be 5 with a 4 in there. 6 is not available, 3 is not available. Can't be 6, can't be 7, can't be 8, can't be 9. That's a 4-5 pair. 8 is very restricted. Not restricted enough. I'm going to move on actually. 5, 6 means this is at least 6, but it isn't 6. That's 7. That's 9. That's entirely forced as well. 9, 7. That gives me an 8, 9 pair in here. And then a 1, 2 pair in there. Well, 2 in fact is not here. That's 2, that's 1. 1 is down here. Always feel like I want to pat myself on the back when I'm doing Sudoku. It's just like, oh yeah, you remembered. Well done, Sleuth. 2 is in here. Not sure if I can get much more out of this. Where is 3 in column 5? This is the only place for it. 2 is in here. Not hugely useful. This is not 1, 2, but it's lower than 4. That's 3. This is at least 4. I can get away with a 1 in here with a 5. Can't do 6 because it would require a 2. Can't do 7, 8, or 9. It's forced. 5, 1. This side, let's have a think. So 1, 2, presumably 1, well, 1 would require a 4, which is possible. 2 would place a 5, still possible. 3 is not available. 4 would place a 7, and that is essentially the largest I can do with 7, 8, 9. Well, 8 and 9 being gone. So 1, 2, and 4. Not enough, really. 3, 4, 5 in here. In fact, just 4, 5. No 5 is a 5. 6 is not available. That's 4, 5 pair. That is a 3. These are now, well, 4, 6, 7. That is 4, 6. This is 4, 6, 7. Definite 7. Definite 6, 7 pair. Don't know why I'm making this look incredibly difficult when it isn't. This is what, 2, 6. And this is 1, 3. No resolution. Good progress though. So we've used most of the variants at this point. I haven't done much down here, and I haven't used this white KROPKI, so we'll think about those next. Will we? 1 is in here. Less useful. Way less useful. 1 could be in any of these. Three's up here. No, just not useful. I need to do a bit of Sudoku to clean up house, just so I can see what I'm doing. Column 7 maybe? So what am I missing? I'm missing 2, 4, 5, 6. Aside from these two not being 2, it's basically open season. 2, 4, 5, 6, 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's not 2 or 4. That is 5 or 6. That gives me a 5, 6 pair. That's kind of useful. 3 in here. And then the rest of this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, that's 7, 8, 9. That is 7 or 8. And then there's another 7, 8, 9 in here. This is 3, 7. Given it's not 9 or 8. It'll be really helpful to know what this is. Genuinely helpful. This is another 7, 8, 9 actually, because we have a 4, 5 pair in the row, in the column, excuse me. So there's nothing else that's left. Yeah, not enough, not enough. Go on, Sleuth, what's going on? So 8 and 9 are on this side. Not hugely useful. 3 is up here, not useful. Don't know. Is that meant to be useful? Feels premature. 7-8 pair. Maybe I'm better off pencil marking the rest, which is essentially 1, 5, 6. This is 5 or 6. Okay. For my sanity, I'm just double checking all the thermometers just on the off chance I've missed something incredibly obvious. Because suddenly the puzzle got a lot harder, which happens, and I'm always intrigued how puzzles seem to get harder when you get more information. 4, 5, 4, 5, 4. Embarrassing. It's fine. Does place a 5 in here. Very tempting, but doesn't have to be. No 4 removes the 1 option. 2 and 5 still works. 4 and 7 still works. Okay. Just not helpful. Like, I'm just thinking about pencil marks in here, and they're just not very useful. Ones, I don't know why I missed that for so long, lines up in row 7 and 9. Row 8 can only be in here. That's another 5, 6. It's not a 5. That's 6. That's 5. 1 in here does seemingly nothing for me. Let's think about this row now. So no 2, 2, 2. I mean, it can be a 2. But right, I'm just going to pencil mark the whole lot. This is 2, not 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Right, not 2, not 5. Not 6s. Not 7. Not 9. 9 is in fact in one of these two cells. Okay. Now 9 with an 8. In fact, 7 with an 8 also works. No 6. That's just 8. And then a definite 7 or 9. Not much more to it. 3. This is the only place for a 3. 5 is definitely in one of these two cells. 4 is in one of these two cells. 8 gave me 7, gave me 9. Trust me to make it look complicated, not 7 or 9, 2, 5. So in fact, this is just 2, 4, 5 now. Not a 5, not a 4. Rest is fine. Gives me a 2, 4 pair in row 7, not a 2. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9. And then, in fact, it's not 8. So we have 6, 7, 9, 6, 7, 9. No 6. And then one of these is a 1. So 1, 9, and 1, 7 in here. That's fully pencil marked now. That is not 7, that is 6. Pay attention. And that 7 gave me an 8. This is a 7, 9 pair. That means no 9s in here. Definite 8. Surprised that 5, 6 has lasted all the way to the end. It's just incredible. The 5 and 7 dream is still alive. That is not a 6. That gives me a 2, 5 pair. The only place for a 7 is in here. That's a 4. That's a 2. That's a 5. That's a 4. That's back to 2, 6, 5. Don't remember what that would be. 4. Yeah. 2. Lovely. 5, 4. You know how I said they tend to be very smooth puzzles? Not my experience today. But that could well be more to do with my solve than anything else, frankly. As you can tell, our dog really doesn't like visitors. And it doesn't matter how many signs we put outside. That's now definitely a 6. That's a 5-8 pair. Doesn't matter how many signs we put outside. People are very persistent about ringing the doorbell. 379 in here. This is 39. Don't need the corner pencil marks. 5-8 plus more 679s. Not 7. Not 9. That looks like a quadruple, doesn't it? 3, 6, 7, 9. 3, 6, 7, 9. Yes, so that's just a digit to place. 8, of course, I've missed for some reason. 7 in here gave me a 1 ages ago. I'm not going to talk about that. 2, 1. No 1s. Need 5, 6, 9, 3, 7, 6, 1, 3. That's resolved. Yeah, 9, 7, 6, 9, 7. If I can type. 6, 7. These should be resolved, surely. Yeah, the 9 gave me 8, 9. I've not made any mistakes. 5 and 8. Lovely puzzle as always, Willpower. Never disappoints. Hope you guys enjoy the puzzle and the video, and I'll see you back soon. Bye-bye for now.